I feel like I've known Joy and her commitment to Loudoun students long before I met her. Through her posts on Support Our Schools Loudoun Facebook page, I saw her passion for understanding and informing our community. I met Joy while she was the vice president of the Loudoun Education Alliance for Parents, LEAP. In her posts and in person, Joy's depth of understanding of the school board actions and alternatives and the impacts of their decisions is clear. And it is for her efforts in addressing the priorities of parents, teachers, and community that Joy was awarded the Friend of Education Award by the Loudoun Education Association in 2014. Joy is a former high school math teacher and currently works in IT. And in addition to LEAP, she has served on the PTAs at her daughter's schools at Mill Run Elementary, Eagle Ridge Middle School, and now Briarwoods High School and the Academy of Science. Joy will make an outstanding school board member, and I'm excited that I just moved into the district last week and can vote for her. So, please join me in welcoming our next school board member of the Broad Run District, Joy Maloney.
Thank you, Jody. That was very nice. Thank you very much. And thank you to our wonderful hosts, Lisa and Dave. Let's give them a hand. And thank all of you for coming tonight and for your support. I know that you didn't just come here for me, that you came here for your kids and for our schools and for our community. We have great schools here in Loudoun County, but they could be so much more. Why are we accepting less than the best in Loudoun County Public Schools? My opponent says if education is your top priority, then you should move. I don't accept that. We have every right to expect more from our schools and from our elected officials. Before I continue, there are many Broad Run residents here, but I want to especially recognize 5 of my strongest supporters. My mom. My dad. Where is he? My dad. My uncle. My aunt. And my husband, Joe, of 23 years. Thank you so much for your support through all this. And Sydney, my daughter, I know you would vote for me if you were old enough. And thank you for being here tonight when you could be studying for your final. Sydney has been in the Loudoun County Public Schools since she was in first grade. And she would have been in Loudoun County Public Schools for kindergarten too if they had full-day kindergarten. Why don't we have full-day kindergarten? We've talked about it for over a decade now. We've made plans, we've discarded them. Now we're one of 3 districts in the entire state that doesn't have full-day kindergarten. Virginia expects that we do their curriculum in a full day. If you were a kindergarten teacher looking to teach in the DC metro area, would you choose Loudoun County, the one district where they don't have full-day kindergarten and you have to teach twice as many kids in half the time? Why don't we have advanced specialized programs in Loudoun County? Not just in math and science, but in arts and the humanities. Not just in high school, but in elementary and middle school. Fairfax County has International Baccalaureate. It has arts magnets. It has immersion programs. And they have them at all levels. It's at elementary, middle, and high. Prince William has the same thing. Even York County, the tiny county where Superintendent Williams came from, has all of those, but we don't. Benjamin Franklin said, "Genius without education is like silver in the mine." Think about the untapped potential in our kids right now. And why don't we have lower class sizes? According to the Washington Area Boards of Education, Loudoun County Public Schools has the second worst student-teacher ratio in elementary and middle schools, and the worst in high school. Now, my opponent earlier this year voted against lowering high school class sizes. But when I had a meeting with teachers to listen to their concerns, the one thing that they said that I could do for them was to lower class sizes. Now, there's more that we don't have, but let me talk about one more thing that's very important right now. We don't have a lot of time. The election is November 3rd, and we only have 145 days.
Not that we're counting.
And I've heard from a lot of you that you think it's going to be easy. This time, instead of being a write-in candidate, I'm going to be on the ballot. And when I was a write-in candidate, 1 out of every 3 voters voted for me. They say, I spend the time. I'm committed. I have passion for public education. My opponent doesn't. But he is the incumbent, and we can't take this election for granted. We don't want to wake up on the day after the election and think to ourselves, I could have done more. So here's what we're going to do, because we are going to win this election. We're going to knock on doors. We're going to make calls. We're spreading the word. When you're at a marathon swim meet, or at a baseball tournament, or at a PTA meeting, or a club meeting, I want you to talk to your neighbors and tell them about the election and that your friend Joy Maloney is running for school board. I want you to send emails. I want you to post on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Snapchat, on Pinterest. If you don't know what Snapchat is, you should find out, because your kids do. On November 3rd, join us at the polls, talking to voters and handing out literature. And vote. And bring a friend to vote, because that's what it's going to take.
Woo!
For too long, we've accepted less than the best from Loudoun County Public Schools. We don't have to. Join me, and together, we can make a change for the best, for our kids, for our schools, and for our communities. Thank you very much.
That was very good. I'm so proud of you. That's good job.